Welcome to the Veterans Impact Show, where our commitment is to help, hope, and healing of our veteran family and our nation. I'm Jim Blythe, a U.S. Navy veteran and a certified senior advisor. Join us as we continue the mission of leadership and commitment to our communities and our great country. Why, you never know where we're going to go or who you're going to meet. We invite you to join in, plug in, and share in what we do. This is your Veterans Impact Show. Hey, welcome aboard. I got to tell you, we're here in the middle of August. And you know what, Cedric?
What's that?
It's Texas and it's hot.
It is.
Somebody said to me the other day, hey, Jimmy, it's hot. I go, it's Texas. What do you think? They said, well, what makes everything so great in Texas? I said, air conditioning.
Yeah, right.
I want to introduce Cedric White, my co-host and my straight man, so I get to play a few bad dad jokes. Hey, we're here for you, so share us on Facebook, share us on YouTube. And I want to say a special thank you to DB and the AUN TV network in Northern California. They're carrying us across the nation and around the world. So take a look at it. We're on Saturday mornings on both. We're on Tuesday nights on the DB network. We're having a ball. A special thank you also to Healing Nine Hearts Ministry is one of our sponsors, which is Cedric's ministry.
Yes.
You do a great job in marriage counseling. You're amazing.
We do our best. Our heart is for the family. Our heart is for relationships, and we do all that God allows us to do.
Yes, and let me tell you, it works. Boots on, boots off. You want to go find out how to make a marriage work? This is the man. The other part of our is Symbiose Integrative Health. They're doing a lot to keep veterans alive. Wanda got a chance to go and see what they do. Also, Fairway Independent Mortgage. My mortgage company, my MLS number is 311-548, and we're an equal opportunity lender, and that makes all the attorneys happy. So we're through with that. Now, let's focus on the fun, because this is a fun show with two very, very dear friends. Welcome aboard, Melissa Dabi and the beautiful Miss Wanda Cox, Air Power Foundation, Executive Director and Chairman of the Board. Welcome aboard, ladies. Uh-oh. There we go. We lost your audio. Yeah, we got you now.
Thanks for having us.
And Melissa, I didn't foul up your name this time.
I was waiting for it.
I promised I wouldn't do that. I got to tell you, y'all were so much fun, and you did such a great job at the Patriot Roundup. I got to tell you, that was so heartwarming and so great, what all you did. So I think one of the first things is you gave away a service dog. You raised the money from the 22 walk and you gave it away that night. Jordan, can you show us the service dog video?
We got linked into Air Power Foundation through Hounds and Heroes. Got this little guy a couple months ago. We got Andy here with us. I retired from 5th Special Forces Group back in 2021. You know, after going through a series of surgeries, back surgeries, all kinds of stuff, Jody and I started a business. So we've been having a lot going on. We're Hammer Creek. We do additively manufactured sound suppressors. You know, there was another SF guy in the neighborhood that we ran into and at a restaurant, and he had mentioned Hounds and Heroes, and at the time I didn't think I thought we had too much going on to get a dog, and I didn't know, you know, if I had the bandwidth for it. But you know, I'm really glad we did it.
We had a pretty rough 2 years trying to get him in a place where he can function in everyday life, and it was a really big struggle for a really long time. And with the support of foundations, it's been really a blessing. And Andy here, the dog, has been a huge part of that recovery effort.
It's not just the dogs and the opportunities and things like that. It's a large part of it is just knowing there's this many people out there that really care, because it is important, you know.
Sorry, it gets me emotional because it's hard, like emotionally, and watching him suffer, and then just like I said, like a million no's, and then finally getting air to breathe for him, and then finding the right avenues and the right people and the right doctors. And the financial support's huge. The foundations and the good that you guys do is 100% imperative, because we lose too many every day. And without that support, there'd be more.
Andy and I here would like to thank Air Power Foundation for all you guys do, and everybody else that supports our veterans. We really appreciate it. And what you guys are doing is really important work.
Melissa, that is fantastic. Wanda, that is so tremendous. And you know, when God made man, then he made woman, right? Man said, God, would you please send one of your angels? And he said, well, what kind of angel would you like? He said, a German Shepherd.
Yeah.
I had one as a puppy too, and they are amazing, amazing. That's a service dog. It's not just a dog. That's a service dog, and they're highly trained. That's part of what Air Power Foundation does. You do so much to save lives, to help people. You partner with Caliber Collision to give away cars. Who are some of the other partners you have, Wanda?
Well, we're very blessed to have many different partners that come alongside us to help with food donations for the food pantry. Melissa has brought on some great people to help with that. Standard Meat is a donor that handles the protein for our events, but also for anything we need at the base locally here. But there's so many different great organizations out there that have opened their hearts through donations, either in-kind donations of products or even volunteerism, right, with their employees. And that engagement is all things that our community brings to this great mission that we all have to support our military and their families.
Even like City Current. City Current is the organization that put this video together for us, free of charge. And we wouldn't be able to do that without the support of individuals like that.
They do a great job. Now, I'll tell you what, the last time we talked was to promote Patriot Roundup, which I was there. It was fantastic. And you had put me at the table with Rex and Donna King and their dog, Ronan, which Ronan is a very, very special German Shepherd, a Belgian Malinois. But in Air Power Foundation, you put this together at the stockyards. This was the second year you've done that. And it was terrific. And I would like to have some of the photographs shown of what all happened there. So, Jordan, can we start through those photographs and you two girls can explain it? So these are the people. And I believe it was, what was it, American Hat Company that was a big sponsor? So everybody was wearing a hat but me. I don't know.
Everybody had on their American hat, and Coriel Roofing was another big sponsor. So without their support, it wouldn't have been the event that it was. So we definitely have to give them a big thank you.
And it was fun.
How many people in the room that night?
Close to 500.
At the Cowtown Coliseum, right there in the historic stockyards, right on the dirt. And it was, being the second annual was an amazing event. Every seat was filled up. As you can see there, it was just a beautiful environment in that historic building.
It is. And
we're rid of the smell too for the night. So
I know okay. You see that red clay floor? That thing was packed to where it was like concrete, walking on concrete. So there was no dust. That was pretty amazing to me. I'm just messing with you a little bit. One of the other things that you did, which is so amazing to me, is you had some phenomenal people there. And I want to show the photograph of some of the people that were there, because the big thing you did, you honored our Native American Indian soldiers and sailors. And that was huge, because I told you I'm a small part Cherokee. I don't look it, got Scotch Irish, but I got to tell you, this is something that is so important, and people don't realize the tremendous role the Native American Indians have played from World War I, World War II, Vietnam. I mean, they're amazing what they've done. Jordan, yes. Okay, Wanda, would you explain who these four gentlemen are?
Well, our starting at, well, I'm not real sure, but the captain of the base is there, Bo Huffstetler, and next to Mo Brings Plenty, and he was the keynote speaker that night. And the other guys are, I believe they're the Marine leadership at the base,
Yeah.
actually.
That's who that is.
Yeah.
And so it was a nice evening, and talking about the Native Americans, and education is a big piece to that.
Yeah, and that's really what we wanted to do, because you don't get to hear those stories. We don't talk about those things, and so being able to really just showcase the role that they played and the importance of without them, I mean, some of the things we wouldn't have been as successful. So being able to have them there and to really honor them in that way was a really special night for us. And to have the Native American dancers was so powerful and inspiring. And then, of course, JP Guana, he got up and he talked some as well.
He's one of our Gold Star family members that received
Right.
a portrait a few years ago at Skyball that really impacted their family's life and really began a great friendship with our foundation and their family.
Jordan,
And then
show us the picture of the next one where we've got the Native Americans. Yeah. Okay, now I can explain this. In the center, there are 3 beautiful young ladies in cowboy hats. These are the Air Power Foundation Royalty Princesses. They're sponsored by Rex and Donna King, who are very close friends of mine. And they were there with these Native American Indian dancers. And in the back, you see the Choctaw Nation Honor Guard. That was Color Guard. That was pretty neat, wasn't it?
That was just really, honestly, very special to have them start our program, and then they retired the colors. They ended the program for us. It was just really humbling. The whole night for me was, I can't even sometimes put it into words. It was a very moving and emotional and inspiring night to really provide this opportunity to highlight our Native American culture.
That it was. And I got to tell you, Cedric, I wish you'd been able to be there.
Yeah, same here. I was going to say, for Wanda and for Melissa, the emotionally, even looking at the video, how does that affect you personally when you know you are affecting people's lives to that level? How does that touch you? How does that make you want to continue doing what you're doing on a day basis?
I mean, I'll just speak for myself. It's not just that one event. It's an everyday occurrence,
right.
Because I feel like we're always in the grind of it, to be honest. And we have such a great team around us that, push us and help us and support us and are in that grind with us. It's very humbling. And the thing I say almost every time is it's not enough. Right. So even after that event, I get up that next morning and we raise a lot of money. We're going to be able to help a lot of people, but it's not enough. We need to do more. What can we do different? How can we be more impactful? So it's just ever like this fast train. Yeah. Yeah.
But for myself, as the chairman of the organization, I'm so proud, and it makes me feel so humbled to see all this volunteers that we have come together to put on this great event. And then to see our community, I go back to community all the time, because without that community, to be able to raise their paddles that night through the live auction and to give, nothing would change, right? And we're here as instruments of change, and to keep lifting up the needs of our military and our military families out there. And when that message resonates like it did that night, and I feel like my heart is going to explode from being so proud of everybody that has been involved and worked so hard on it.
Yep.
There's one photo, and I don't think you have it, but if there's a photo, and it's of the paddle raise, and everybody in that room had their paddle raised, and that I will never forget that image for as long as I live, because they're engaged. And they want to help. They want to support. They want to make a difference. And that's pretty special. Yeah.
Well, one of the things is you raised, I think you told me, over $300,000 at one event. That is amazing. That can go a long way to helping veterans, helping the active duty military, because you are probably one of the very few organizations that does both. active duty military and reserves with the Joint Reserve Base and veterans as well, Cedric.
Right.
And it's just absolutely amazing with what you do. Could we show the picture you got of one of the items that was auctioned off? Isn't that amazing? I mean, that is really neat. And you said it was bid and sold twice?
Yes.
Yes. And you can see it's an Army soldier, right? You know, but the artist, and he uses his art as art therapy, and he does it all with bottle, the round parts of a bottle. And so that he teaches the art therapy, and you can see the dates in there, the 250th birthday celebration up in the clouds, 1776 in the soldier's glasses.
Wow, I
So
didn't notice that.
he just does beautiful work, and he was so excited to know what he raised that night for the Air Power Foundation through his wonderful art. And then he only gave us one, but he said, we'll give you as many as we need to if we're going to be able to raise some great money with it, with his art. So,
And I got to tell you, that is really fantastic. I got to rub shoulders and see so many people there. And although I live in McKinney, lived in Dallas all my life, I love Fort Worth. I'm one of those guys that sings that song, that old country song, Fort Worth, I love you.
I've never heard that one.
I think I'm not going to be a choir boy in our church, Cedric. You don't have to worry.
great job there, Jim.
So we're showing, I mean, what y'all did, and we have one more picture there from that. No? Okay. Thank you, Jordan. This is terrific. So you're leading up, you're doing all of this in the community, and you had 500 people. And Wanda, the temperature outside was a nice, cool 106 that night. Yeah. I mean, and it was air conditioned, and it was awfully nice. Thank God for that. Now, airpowerfoundation.org. You want to know more about it? You want to know what they want to do? You want to donate. Let's say you live in another part of the nation. You live in Fort Benning, Georgia, and you live in Atlanta, and you live in New Jersey, and you live in New York. No, not New York. You live in Texas, and you want to participate. Go to airpowerfoundation.org. We're going to talk more about that when we come back, but there's a way you can donate. There's a way you can be a part of this, and you can come to Dallas because we've got another event coming up that you would thoroughly enjoy. I got to tell you, brother, we got to go. We got to go.
We're going to be there.
We're going to be there,
Until
man.
there.
Yeah, and you're going to get to do some boot scooting and
That's right.
listen to some great music. So when we come right back, your Veterans Impact Show is going to be there for you. So you be there for us and share this. We'll be right back after these words from all of our partners. This is Veterans Impact Show. We're here for you. Welcome back, and thanks to our great sponsors, Fairway Independent Mortgage, Healing Thine Hearts Ministry, and Symbios Integrative Health. Now, let's get back to this conversation. Okay, Cedric, you have not been to a skyball, right?
I have not.
He is not.
I have not.
Girls, I can't wait to get him there because he is going to be like a kid in a candy shop. You walk in and it's Globe Life Park, and you got the whole field from first base to home plate, man, all covered up and taken care of. But you've got an exciting announcement to make. So let's play that video, Jordan, of who's going to be your entertainer.
Howdy, everybody. I'm Neil McCoy with Reading Glasses. I'm going to be celebrating with y'all October the 25th, 2025 at Globe Life Park, home of your Texas Rangers, along with all the great people from the Air Power Foundation at Skyball, number 23, celebrating the 250th birthdays of the United States Army, United States Navy, and the United States Marine Corps. Enjoy a world-class dinner by celebrity chef Robert Irvine from Restaurant Impossible. Help change lives of service members, veterans, and their families. This is a great night for a lot of great folks. Funds raised help support a year-round food pantry at the Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base in Fort Worth. So it'll be there in case you need it. You can go there and get your hands on it directly. gift of mobility with iBot mobility devices, helping our mostly severely injured veterans and their families. Very, very important. Gifts of transportation with a car giveaway for service members and veterans. I'm going to be there enjoying it all because I want to see the faces on these people when y'all help make their lives by presenting them with some of this stuff they're talking about. Counseling, service animals, and veteran retreats. You're going to know about all of this by the time you leave that night. So that's why we're going to be there. And support also for Gold Star families, including commemorative portraits and healing experiences, which a lot of people will need. So it's just a great foundation. They're also going to be providing scholarships and much more for junior ROTC. Y'all, I can't tell you enough what this means. I've been on a lot of USO tours into theater quite a few times in just different places around the world. And I know what a little bit of entertainment comes over and a little bit of hugging and handshaking can do for these troops. But you guys are doing some stuff tonight that's going to matter for a lot of people that really, really need your services. So I hope y'all will come join us. It's going to be October the 25th, 2025 at Globe Life Park, home of the Texas Rangers. I hope I got everything in there. If I didn't, I'm sorry. I'll see you then. I look forward to a great time with you and a great cause.
How about that? That's your feature. Man, that is great. I love this guy. He is a tremendous artist. How about that, Cedric? You love country western music.
I'm country.
I know. I know.
Native Dallas Texan. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. And just thinking about all of the things that and the support that you guys give to just military and veteran families. Really, it's very exciting. It's very, very exciting. And not just for the one event, but year round, the things that you guys do. And what I was going to ask is, in reference to that, just for the new viewer, can you give just a quick overview of what does Air Power Foundation do? Can you give us a quick overview of that?
Sure, Melissa.
Sure. We support our military, our past, present, and future. So our veterans through various projects like service dogs, retreats, gatherings, and then of course our present, which is we work really closely with JRB here in Fort Worth, providing opportunities to keep the food pantry stocked and other services that they may need, that they may call out to us. Car giveaways. We work with Fort Hood. We also do a lot of stuff for active duty, just
For morale and welfare kind of stuff.
Morale and welfare. We just
Right.
got a call recently and somebody needed their light bill paid. So we're trying to work that out and get that paid for them. So just different services that may come into play. And then for our future, we really, invest in our future military, which is our junior ROTC. So we work with underserved schools to provide scholarships and opportunities for them to come and present the colors. And we really want to encourage them and invest in them because, again, they are our future. So we do a little bit of everything. We always say there's never a no. We always say, give us some time. Let's find a solution and get you the help that you need, because that's what we should be doing. They serve our country. They've said yes. They protect us, and it's our turn to give back to them.
That is a wonderful thing. So let me tell you, when you walk into Globe Life, what is Globe Life Park? Let's say that I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico. What is Globe Life Park? It's the baseball stadium. It's the covered stadium that is air conditioned. And now in October, we don't know if it's going to be 105 or it's going to be 35 or 25. We don't know.
This is Texas,
but the weather's always going to be perfect inside Globe Life Park. And it's fantastic. You can see the bases. You can see it. This is the home of the Arlington, Dallas, Fort Worth Rangers. It's great what they do and have done. Matter of fact, Diane was up in Washington, in Seattle, to visit her grandson, and they were playing the Mariners, and she got to go to the game. Guess who won? Hey, it was great. So again, we want people to go to airpowerfoundation.org. Now, the tickets are going to go on sale soon. They're not on sale. We're doing this to get out in front and save the date. Write it in your calendar. If you need to have some help, call or send an email to info@airpowerfoundation.org, and they'll reserve a ticket for you, right? If you want to sponsor, you've got all kinds of opportunities, don't you, Wanda?
Yes, yes. And there's all the information for the sponsorship opportunities at airpowerfoundation.org that you could review. It's a wonderful night. There'll be, a great people there, from Medal of Honor recipients to be honored, Vietnam POWs, a lot of military. But then our community from all over come in, and then we have a host hotel. It's the Sheraton Convention Center that we will have. Our special VIPs will be there, and so it's fun to have a room for the night. And then we have an after party. We have a wonderful event at Globe Life Field, and then we go to the Sheraton for all those staying with us there. We have an after party with more food and dancing, and it's a wonderful time to unwind and continue visiting. And then we'll have a going away breakfast that next morning for our guests. So it's a whole experience. We also have transportation to and from the Sheraton Convention Center. So you don't have to drive and park and all that good stuff.
I tell you what, Diane and I will be there, and Cedric and Michelle will be there.
We will be there.
And we will have a lot of fun. So we're going to come right back to wrap this up in a minute. This is your Veterans Impact Show. Welcome back, and thanks to our great sponsors, Fairway Independent Mortgage, Healing Thine Heart's Ministry, and Symbios Integrative Health. Now, let's get back to this conversation.
Well, hey, I'm Cedric White, co-host here on the Veterans Impact Show here with Big Jim Blythe. And
Hey, I'm not big. He is.
Big Jim Blythe. He's big in character. Jim, and we've got Wanda Cox and Melissa Dabi with the Air Power Foundation, talking about some of the great things that they've done, and as well as some of the wonderful things that they're doing. They have the 25th anniversary Air Power Foundation show coming up here in October, and I didn't write the date down. When is
25th.
it? 25th, October 25th. So the 25th anniversary on October the 25th. You want to be there. Put it on your calendar right now. It's worthwhile. It's going to be my first. So look for me. I'll be that guy. All right. That you. But
Well,
listen.
we can't wait. You'll love it.
Hey, we got to get you a cowboy hat.
Oh, I've got cowboy hats.
Oh, you do?
I told you, I'm from Dallas, Texas.
I know.
I've got cowboy stuff. I've got boots. I just need the date. I just need to be there. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm inviting everybody to join.
October 25th.
Yes,
Yeah.
October 25th.
And
I'm gonna be there.
if you need Sea Cadets for another color guard, man, I know where to get them. We're instructors with Sea Cadets.
So I wanted to ask about there's some information about the celebrity chef that's going to be providing the food. I wanted to talk about that. Tell us about the food that's going to be provided.
So Chef Robert Irvine is a wonderful friend of the foundation. He's been supporting Air Power Foundation, Skyball, and other events for probably, this will be his 13th year to be with us. He is on television, but he also gives back so much, and he has his own foundation, but he does everything out in the military community, working out there, bringing them food. I know we do it in our own families. Our military is a family. They come together over food and friendship and fellowship, and he provides a lot of that at every base. Here on the in CONUS and across the globe, he will be out there bringing food to the troops, no matter where they are. So he's
Pretty
wonderful.
amazing. And let me tell you, that was a great meal. Now, I can't eat beef, but man, every year I've been there, he has had some tremendous cut of meat, and that's thanks to that American Meat Supply. Is that the name
Standard
of it?
Meat.
Standard Meat Supply.
I'll eat your beef.
You can have mine. Yeah.
It's going to be a good one this year. The menu looks fantastic.
Oh, that's it. Well, I think you guys had these huge ribeyes last year, something like
They
that.
covered the whole plate. It was a lot.
It was. And I sat there and I went, yeah, my wife thoroughly enjoyed it, and I had the vegetable plate, what can I say? But it's such a fun thing. And, you talked about, Wanda, I want to go back. You talked about community. You're going to find some of the most amazing people in the United States at this event because they come from all over the nation. They stay in the Sheraton. So if you want to come and stay in the Sheraton, then get yourself a reservation because you're going to need it. This is the 25th anniversary of Air Power, the 250th anniversary. We're going to celebrate Army, Navy, Marine Corps, and Air Force.
We'll let them come.
They came quite a few years later. And I'm stepping on Wanda's toes because her husband was an Air Force jet jockey. This is a great event and a lot of fun. And I want to go back one more time as a call to action across the nation. What Air Power Foundation does is not just in this community, but across the nation, because you've helped out in many other places as well. So I believe that we need to have a call of action. If you can, come and participate, join. If you can't, then click on the donate button, send them a couple of $100, say, hey, if you can do more, do more. Whatever you can do will benefit all of the active duty and reserve and veterans that are in the North Texas, but areas much larger, down to Fort Hood. You guys go up into Oklahoma to Fort Sill, don't you? You're also up there, correct?
Yeah, there's, the programs supported with the funds raised through Air Power Foundation are national and international day. They're in beautiful places, retreats, marriage counseling retreats. Cedric, I love what you do because that is the basis of our military as well, is keeping those families healthy so that service member can go and do what they need to do, knowing that their community is supporting their family here wherever they are. And so I love that you're a part of that solution as well. But yeah, there's funding goes across the nation because that's where people's the programs are, and to meet the needs of our veterans that may need some solitude to get away and have some counseling in a beautiful setting, whether it's in Montana or Colorado, California. So the opportunity is we are in Arlington, Texas, and Fort Worth, Dallas area, but it goes much further than that. So
we love what you do because we talk about lowering the silos. Many organizations, they do this here and they only work here, but you guys are nationwide and you're working with a lot of other organizations. You bring organizations together to assist in providing whatever need is there. I mean, you've listed so many things, right? Food and shelter and cars and dogs and so much, counseling, retreats. That's a wonderful thing. And that's all of that is needed. All of that is needed in the military and the veteran community. It's all needed. So first of all, I just want to say thank you for what you guys do daily, because we see in our counseling offices, when we go and we do retreats, we see some of the damage that's been done, some of the hurting people, and some of the very things that you guys are doing is literally, hopefully, will help us to lower that number that we hear every day that's publicized about the number of veterans and military that we lose on a daily basis. Why? Because you're providing support. So thank you. Thank you.
Melissa, one of the things I'd like to go back to, because we showed that video of the family getting the service dog. Your 22 walk, this was the first year that you did the 22 walk, and you raised enough money to obtain and get and train that animal. And that video was shot, that dog's quite a bit older now, I think. That dog was about, 5-6 months old when you shot that? So probably a year or so old now. But what I wanted to ask you is, are you going to take this 22 walk around the nation?
Yes.
And to me, I think that's fantastic. So you could have a 22 walk in Washington, D.C. You could have a 22 walk in California. You have a 22 walk in Denver, 22 walk in St. Paul, Minneapolis, in Diane's favorite city, Milwaukee. And that would be able to bring the community together for an opportunity. And see, I think Air Power Foundation in doing that. How do we help you do that? How would people, if they want to put together a 22 walk in their community, how do they get a hold of Melissa Dabi?
I think just going to our website and clicking on that info is probably the best way, or email me direct, melissa.dabi@airpowerfoundation.org. It's already on the calendar for next year. We're already planning it. We're selecting the month of June because that is PTSD awareness, mental health awareness. And so we really would love for everybody around the nation to be walking through that month of June. And we had a few states walking with us in Virginia and Pennsylvania, but we want to blanket the U.S. We want, even more than raising the funds. The raising the funds is fantastic and amazing, but bringing that awareness to the top, getting the community involved, getting veterans to talk about this issue is the most important thing to me. And raising that money to provide the services is like that, that slice of chocolate cake. But yeah, we want to go big this year. We want it to be across the nation.
What's the date?
All right. And it is in June that you're going to do this. What's the date again?
June 1st is when it starts, but we're going to have the launch party the week prior to that. And it'll be we have a couple of bands come out. We talk about what we're doing. We'll go take a walk together, but I'd love to have a launch party across the U.S. on the same day. It'd be pretty awesome.
Why don't we do a Zoom or do?
So it can be done.
Yeah, let's do that with Zoom or whatever, and we'll come and we'll host it for you. How would that be? We'll
That
make
would
it
be
a
amazing.
Veterans Impact Air Power Foundation. Come on, join us
Yeah.
for Walking for Suicide Prevention. What a great thing. And let me
Thank you
tell
so
you,
much.
you hit the nail on the head. I know from all the work that I've done as a military peer and what Cedric you've done as a counselor, nothing stops suicide more than community. Getting together. If you want to stop a suicide, then just talk to the person. Be there and be a friend. And boy, let me tell you, many, many years ago, I had a very close friend and I realized, oh my God, he's on the edge of suicide. And I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. And I had his wife over for dinner and I told Carol, I said, lock up the gun cabinet. She called me at 3:00 the next morning. I didn't know what to do. And let me tell you, I've had a bunch of training from the Military Peer Network. I pay attention. I have a bunch of training from the chaplaincy. And this is important because if you're there when you know somebody is in trouble, you can bring the love of the Lord and you can bring community in.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Cedric?
most definitely. And quite often, simply asking the question. A lot of people are fearful to ask the question because they think they're going to introduce the idea there. If we're brave enough to ask the question, are you thinking about harming yourself, harming others? Quite often that will let them know, number one, that you're attentive, that you care, right? And at that point, you can move on from there. But if we never ask, again, what did you say? That they feel alone. They feel like they don't have community. And when I feel like I'm alone, then I'm only talking to myself and I'm hearing that negativity. And we need to remove that. We need to remove that. Yeah.
And I think that is a fabulous thing to do. And we want to do everything we can to
Yes.
support that and help you get that nationwide. So if you're anywhere in the United States, I know we have listeners in Miami. Paula, thank you for listening there. We have them out in Oregon. We have them in all over the United States.
all over.
Virginia. Hey, send us a note. Jim@veteransimpact.com or to Melissa Dabi. Spell your last name. I always foul it up. but it-
DABI.
DABI, correct? At
Yeah.
Air Power Foundation. And find out how can you do this in your community to bring people together. Now, let me tell you something else about being a veteran. And a lot of people don't realize this because now veterans are a very small minority in this country. Wasn't that way when I was a child. But without a doubt, veterans have always led the way. And suicide is not just a veteran problem, it's a national problem. Cedric, you told me of a child that was 8 years old,
8 years old.
that took its own life. We've got to lead the way to suicide prevention, regardless of military status, of race, creed, religion, background. We've got to lead the way. We've got to show people the way out. And the way out, I think, is with community and what you're doing. The other thing is I want to introduce you to Louise Thaxton at Fairway, who leads our company with American Warrior Initiative. And believe it or not, we've given over $1 million worth of service dogs away. And what a lot of people don't realize is these dogs are not cheap.
No.
Because the training is very, very, very expensive and intensive. And these are not, and one of the things I tell people, don't slap a collar or a harness on a dog that says service dog if it's not a trained service dog. It will have a very bad impact if there is a service dog there and the little dog goes after it.
Right.
Has seen that happen. So we need to talk more about how we can help you gals create a nationwide program for the 22 walk. I'm here to help you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And, again, come to Dallas, Fort Worth. I hate to tell you, but we're the center of the universe. We got the best airport in the world, right?
We think so, at least.
Yeah. And let me tell you, if you do come to Dallas, Fort Worth, there is so many wonderful things to see over in Fort Worth and in Dallas. And I got to tell you, without a doubt, the Stockyards is so much fun. And Globe Life Park is great. The Dallas Cowboys, hopefully they'll be great maybe this year.
Greatish.
So come to Dallas, join us on October 25th, Globe Life Park. And again, Melissa, about how soon will the tickets go on sale?
For Skyball, you can check back next week. They'll be up on Monday.
Okay.
And let me ask a question in reference to sponsorship. If someone wants to sponsor, do they just go out there on site? How do they get engaged?
They can, but we would love to have a conversation with them to make sure they're choosing the right sponsorship package for themselves, so they could reach out to either myself or to Wanda and help them through that process.
And that would be as easy as going to that info@airpowerfoundation.org, and those come directly to me. So we get those immediately.
Gotcha.
That is so fantastic. Again, we're, Kevin, a call to action to bring together this nation for not only suicide prevention, but for community. And I think that's part of what it's all about, of working together. Now, another event you've got coming up, which you don't mention very often because it's for the Joint Reserve Base. The Joint Reserve Base, what that means, the JRB, when we say that, it's a naval, it's Air Force, it's Army, it's Marine Corps. VR-59, which is a logistics squadron, they fly 737s, C-130 Hercules, is based there. They're around the world, right, girls? And it is amazing. They have a Christmas party. You have a Christmas party there in the VR-59 hangar every year for all of the service members on the base. And that is one of the most fun deals. Diane and I have been there 3 or 4 times, and it is so fantastic. Most people don't know what you do for providing Christmas for families. That's tremendous as well, Wanda.
There's a couple things in the fall that we love to do and support, and that program is one of them. And they bring together those young enlisted families that can use a little help up, and give them a wonderful Christmas. Again, the community comes together, and much like an angel tree or something like that, they adopt a family, and then the VR-59 allows us, which has a huge hangar there on this base in Fort Worth, to be able to bring all the families together through this program and enjoy fellowship again, meeting Santa, playing with all sorts of different things. But prior to that, we give away, this year we're giving away 300 food baskets around Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
At the base again for those young families. And it's 10 days worth of groceries. And so it's just wonderful.
All right. So we're going to be back after these words from all of our partners. Thank you, DBTV. Thank you, Fairway. Thank you, Symbiose. And thank you, Healing Thine Hearts, for being part of Veterans Impact Show. We'll be right back. We're here for you. Welcome back. And thanks to our great sponsors, Fairway Independent Mortgage, Healing Thine Hearts Ministry, and Symbiose Integrative Health. Now, let's get back to this conversation. Hey, Cedric, I bet you can't tell how excited I am about Skyball.
I think you're very excited, Jim. But you're gearing me up. You know, I'm starting to understand that Michelle and I need to hang out with you and Diane just a little bit more, right? But we're gonna have to make sure our wardrobe can keep up with all the festivities.
Yeah. Hey, I got to tell you, all you need is a cowboy hat and boots, and you got them. You got them. And I think it's so important. So one more time, I know it's sounding like we're really trying to get the word out. We are.
We are.
airpowerfoundation.org. Go find out about. And next week, their tickets will go on sale. We're going to get our tickets. We're going to be a part of this. We're going to also do a live remote when in June they want to do their walk. But we're going to do some lead up to that walk to be able to help. So again, for all of our stations that carry us throughout the United States, for all of these things that carry us on internet TV, you want to know more about how to do a walk in your neighborhood, just get a hold of us. We're going to get you with Melissa. She did this from scratch, right, Melissa? It was amazing.
Something like that. I had a good team around me that really caught the fire and made it happen.
Yeah. And so we want that fire to spread throughout the United States.
Jim, can I make a
please.
quick plug? I want to make a quick plug for Veterans Impact Show and Healing Nine Hearts on November 11th. We want to invite you guys to come and join us.
Yeah.
We're going to have a Veterans Day breakfast here in Plano, Texas, at the Hope Center. And it's called Walking Through the Fire. And we're very excited about it. November 11th, starting at 8:30 here in Plano, and want to invite any and everybody to be a part of it. We are very excited about it because we're going to be talking about relationships that go through the fire, health issues that go through the fire, as well as our thriving through the fire. You're right. And our guest, Jim.
Our guest is a very dear friend of mine. Dave Carey was one of my pilots from Vietnam. My squadron had the highest casualty rate in the Navy, 12 killed in action, 5 POWs. Dave Carey was one of those POWs. Dave Carey also survived the Oriskany fire that happened in 1966. We have the video that was made for the Discovery Channel of that, him getting out of that fire. So he walked through the fire that killed 46 people, and he survived that. He then went back to Vietnam in 67 and was shot down August 31st, 1967, landed in a little village in North Vietnam. And he tells the story that all of a sudden about 1 million Vietnamese were around him with rifles. He also tells a story about what they did to survive. His book, Dave Carey's book, The Ways We Choose, is amazing. I'm going to bring you gals a copy. Dave Carey is going to be talking about walking through the fire. He ended his career as a U.S. Navy captain. He was in charge of the aggressor squadron at Top Gun school. In other words, he was the guy that was chasing after the Top Guns, teaching them how to do that. He's walked through the fire in naval aviation. He's walked through the fire in shipboard firefighting, and he's walked through the fire 5.5 years. 5.5 years as a POW. One of the most amazing men. He's going to be there. Yeah, and he is going to be, I'm going to make sure he comes to Skyball too. And you would love meeting him. He and his wife are just terrific. So we're going to have a great lineup of people to help, and it's a free breakfast.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a free event.
We're going to make it great. So if you want to go to a parade afterwards, you can at least go with a full tummy and a full heart. If you want to just goof off and take a nap, go right ahead. But it's going to be on Veterans Day, November the 11th, Tuesday. It's going to be at the Hope Center in Dallas. We're going to have invitations are beginning to go out. They're going to go out. If you want one, just email me, jim@veteransimpactshow.com. I think you're going to like that invitation too, because it features somebody walking through the fire.
So a lot going on. Going on.
Yeah.
Right? With Air Power, with Veterans Impact Show, there's a lot going on. So you have no excuse not to be involved. That's our point. Plenty of
Coming
activity.
together, community.
There you go. All right.
So the call to action, we've already talked about that to support Air Power Foundation. The call to action is also get involved. Go to your VSOs. Even if you're not military and you want to support the military, people ask me that all the time. You can go to American Legion. You can go to VFW. You can go to many organizations and sign up as an auxiliary member and support veterans. You're not just supporting veterans. Go to your if you have a VA hospital or a VA clinic, go and ask, can I volunteer? What can I do to help? Be a part of that community. And why? And somebody might say to me, well, I'm not into military. What is that going to do to my community? Let me tell you, military leads the way. Don't ever think we don't. And without a doubt, you're going to find men like Admiral Pat Walsh, 4-star Admiral, Pacific Fleet, Vice CNO. He now heads up a preparatory school for high school kids in the poorest area of Dallas. 100% of their kids go on. Wow. It's also go mentor a kid. Be the grandfather to the grandfatherless.
That's right.
Be the father to the fatherless. We've got too many families. And many of them are Gold Star families. And if you don't know what that means, look it up. It means someone lost a family member in combat, in active duty. Support these people because they support you. They run into the fire instead of away from it.
Right.
And support your local police. All of this nonsense about defund the police is insanity, and it's helped to build a bad situation for this nation and all of our people. So we're here for you. You be here for us. Spread the word. Share this. Help us to help Air Power Foundation grow and build. So I'm going to close with a prayer this time. Lord God, the universe, we are so thankful for people like Air Power Foundation and all they do to support our community. Thank you, God, for putting a hedge of protection around our active duty military, our first responders, those who run into the fire instead of away from it. And thank you for our veterans who are working one at a time to be grandfather to the grandfatherless, father to the fatherless, to help us to bring this nation back together. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In your holy name we pray. Amen. Thank you for being on board. Ladies, thank you for being on board.
Thank you for having us.
Hey, anytime, all the time. And so we'll have to have a follow-up for the Christmas program out at the base.
Wonderful. Anytime. We love your show.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Love
God
you.
bless.